To truly live a fulfilling life, we have to first make peace with our fears. Hey, welcome to the Zawadi Within, where I talk on all things self-development and I encourage women to be the best version of themselves. If you're new here, I'm Zawadi. If you haven't already checked out the free self-affirmation guide, please check that out in the description box. And also, if you want to take things to the next level, check out my Unlock Your Inner Gift guide. It's also in the description box. Now back to the video. When we want to live a fulfilling life, we have to embrace our fears, acknowledge them, own them, and recognize what they are. I think in life, a lot of times we have a tendency to avoid things, but it's so important for us to be self-aware and to understand what our fears are, because this kind of helps us know what our triggers are going to be. If we're afraid of something, there's a reason for that fear. And I'm not talking about little things like being scared of spiders, but like our deep core fears of feelings that are connected, feelings of like unworthiness or not being good enough, or things that make us anxious. Just taking time to tap into why we have those fears helps us know how to be more proactive in preparing for our future, preparing for potential danger or potential hurdles that are going to come up, because life is full of ups and downs. And also, it's important to recognize, how do those fears serve us? For example, growing up, I used to be afraid of failing. I didn't want to look bad. I didn't want to look unintelligent. So I always tried really hard to do well in school, which is a good thing. But at the end of the day, being so obsessed with being a straight A student led me to amplify this fear that if I wasn't smart enough, I wouldn't be as worthy. And that is a lie. We are all born worthy, but somewhere along the line, a lot of us get connect with these fears or connect with these untruths, and they become a part of our identity. They stop us from stepping out and trying new things because we're afraid of how we'll be perceived. By recognizing my fear of failure was hindering me from going out and trying new things, I also realized that it was keeping me safe in a sense, because I could anticipate how I'd be perceived as long as I stayed in a role that was acceptable in my community and just in general around with those around me. But when I decided to challenge that and try things differently and try things out for myself, yes, there are things I've done, they haven't worked out, they failed, but I've learned something new. I've gained more confidence by trying new things and realizing, hey, I had this fear, but the more I confront it, the more I challenge it, the less of a fear it becomes, and the more it's just something that I just have to work on. And it's no longer such a big deal. It has less control over me, which is why I think it's important for all of us to acknowledge our fears. And then when we acknowledge them, we can address them and confront them, so they become assets instead of hindrances. By the way, there's a motorcycle going by, so that's why you hear that noise. When we recognize how our fears hinder us, we are more motivated to push past them. And then when we push past them, we gain confidence, we grow as a person, and a lot of times you're going to be scared when you're trying to do something that you normally wouldn't do. But the more we do it, the better we get at it. And before you know it, you won't even have to think about it. It's like, okay, yeah, I try new things. And so what if I look crazy? Do it every day. And before you know it, you get better and better at it. And I think that's what true confidence is. It's not doing something perfectly the first time. It's being willing to put yourself out there again and again until you don't care how you look. You do the best you can, and you learn something from every time you try something new. So just be willing to put yourself out there. Be willing to learn new things about yourself and challenge yourself. And you'll be surprised by what you can find out about yourself. So if you made it to the end of this video, thank you. I look forward to seeing you in future videos. And if you'd like to see something else that's in alignment with today's topic, please click on the video you see on the screen above. Okay, have a good one. Bye.